stream. Oh, it has been started. Let's get started. Eyes and dreams, and jump at trees, jump, 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 jump. Just not that. What's the title? Lord. Distance 3 Day after day. Ich glaube, ich put das Ding mal noch da. Einfach, weil ich habe viel rechts zu tun. Okay. Joshua Busher, ja, Joshua Busher war nigga. What is Yangxin the Shana? Ask your beliefs. How to ask your beliefs. Hello, Reshaper. Hope you're fantastic today. In today's very stream, I want to share with you what is your belief and how to ask your belief. And by the way, I just have a stream for 40 minutes, so I do apologize. My throat is kind of and it's pretty hot right now, and you know, excuse, and I'm telling you, do not have excuses. Yes. But I do really apologize. I just had another stream, so my throat is not maybe on the top level that it used to be. Okay, so guys, let me ask you, do you have some beliefs right now? Do you believe something? Do you believe in flying horses? You know, Pegasus? Oh. No, I'm just really kidding. And what I just want to tell you is, the thing is, what we are believing matters. And I'm kind of apologize for people on Facebook because currently I have not so much battery and I'm kind of charging from my laptop, and well, I hope it works out. So I don't want to speak too much today in English, and I do apologize for it though. So yeah, let's jump in. And by the way, if you feel like, hey, I don't like this angle, I don't like the thing, I don't like the lightning, I don't like the sound and the video quality, if you're one of those guys to want to have a little bit more, you know, more fancy stuff, you can head onto my own YouTube channel. You can do so pretty easily by just going on to my own profile. In this profile, you can just see, scroll down, you can find my own website. When you're on the website, click, and then you can find immediately in the link tree, you can find my own YouTube channel, just like the 5th link or something like that. You can find there my 5th link, not the 6th link. And yeah, you will be good if you want to have the fancy stuff, by the way. And yeah, today I truly want to share with you how to really research your own, get into depth with your own beliefs, because our belief system is so much important. It is actually regulating what we are doing. And by the way, 90% of all the beliefs that we are getting is from the outside world. It's not our own beliefs, it's not our core beliefs. And sometimes we just disaligned with these beliefs. We want to change them. And how we can change them in the best way? Let's ask some people from Zen. What they're thinking, you have to ask yourself. Yes, the best question you can do is just ask yourself. And how do you ask yourself, and what kind of questions you should ask yourself, I want to tell you. And from whom I get these questions? Yet, of course, from our best friend, Anthony Robbins, and his book, Awakening the Giant Within. I don't know who has sent me till the day now. But it's a cool book. I really appreciate it. And what is, it is older than myself, by the way, which is also kind of funny. And what is the thing, what we should ask, what kind of beliefs we should ask, what Tony Robbins hasn't covered in this book that we should ask, not just our beliefs, but disbeliefs too, because sometimes those, of course, most beliefs are covering the disbeliefs, but sometimes the disbeliefs are different from these beliefs. If you know what I mean, they're just different sometimes. Sometimes they're different. They're not exactly the opposite. I believe this, but I disbelieve this. And it's not always, you cannot always say, okay, this is actually attacking this. And, you cannot say this immediately for each of your beliefs. Therefore, if you want to go more into depth, I want you to recommend to cover both sides of it. Okay? Awesome. So without further ado, let's jump into the thing. First question. There's actually 9 questions. First question, pretty easy question is, if something happened, then this happened. If something happened, if something occurs, if something is here, then this and this. If then question. And it can be, if something happened, then this and this. If something happened, then this happens not. Because when you all say not, you are kind of asking your disbeliefs. So disbeliefs, not just beliefs, but disbeliefs are also important. So you ask this, and sometimes they're just not congruent. This belief is pretty different than the belief, and it's not exactly the opposite. So they're not matchable 100% of the time. Often, but not 100%. Therefore, ask both times. And my recommendation to you, when you want to do it, like afterwards or something like that, put on a nice tune. What I mean with nice tune, there are binaural beats. You can just type onto YouTube binaural beats. And not just binaural beats, you can also type onto YouTube 235 hertz. You can just say binaural beats, and then you can also see this hertz like 300 something 5. I don't have the exact number right now in my head, but this is also really good. And why is this exactly this number? Because there's a small portion of our cells inside of us, which is really, really, really tiny. And okay, then we go a little. It goes more into the this genetics, and even more into the physics, into the you have the universal physics, and you have this micro physics. How's it called? Physics. Quantum physics. Yeah, quantum physics. It goes into quantum physics, which is so small tile, and this is actually kind of the vibration, which is actually even some scientists saying this is the consciousness, and we are existing. Everything is existing of this consciousness, and this consciousness had this 234 hertz vibration. You can watch it. I don't know exactly the number, but you can see it on the internet, and it will actually help you when you concentrate to stimulate your brain even more, so you can find out even more about yourself in this very moment when you are watching those things. I have to go a little bit further away because of this angle. It's a little bit. I do apologize. Let me apologize to begin with. Let me apologize to say a little bit Linkin Park. Okay, so this is why you have do this thing. This is why you can put a tune on when you ask those questions, and at least 10 minutes for each question. At least 10 minutes of each question. As yesterday, I thought if you can go a little bit deeper, you can do this break through the wall technique that I have shared you yesterday, And this is just when you ask yourself more deeper, the same question, and you can, till your brain says, no dude, I cannot comprehend anymore, and then you push a little bit further, and what happens is you break through this wall of consciousness, and you are get into what Napoleon Hill has said. Napoleon Hill, where are you? Yeah, Napoleon Hill has said in Think and Grow Rich about the infinite mind, infinite consciousness. This is where you actually can tap in and find out yourself even deeper question, even more correlated question towards your own being, because your being is unique. And I don't want to say you have to do it like with force and stuff like that. Do it as you like, because if you are disaligned with all these things that you are doing, it is actually not bringing you further. You feel like, no, I'm not ready, then it's up to you, okay? Because those things that came to you when you are ready. But especially you can take it right now as data for later. It's up to you. I don't want to say you have to do the thing, but I have done it. By the way, I can show it afterwards. I haven't shown it in past stream, but I can show it in this stream, by the way. And I've done it too today, by the way. And it's just blown up my mind how I functionate and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the first question, right? The first question is, if something happened, then this and this. Or if something don't happen, then this and this. Second question we go to is, you have to investigate your disbeliefs about on global level. Global level. What means global level? First of all, you go with people are. People are or people aren't. Fill in the gap. And you ask yourself for 10 minutes each. Because sometimes you can pop up more things in your brain which you haven't even considered. Or when you break through and goes in subconsciousness, and it goes actually infinite. This is the second question. People are. Third question is, I am. I am. Along this, disregard. Not Linkin Park. Sorry. Yes, I'm Linkin. I used to love Linkin Park. Third one is, I am. I am who I am, or I am not. I am not, or I am. And this is really important because the perception of yourself is crucial to know how people perceive you. Because often there is that people, how you perceive you, sometimes people are reacting towards you. If you perceive yourself negatively, people will react to you negatively. Therefore, it is important to understand how you perceive yourself in the first place, okay? All this question has really deep reasons. Then we got for time is. What is time for you? Fill in the gap. Time is money. Time is something else. Time is something else. Time is not this. Time is not this. Time is not this. Okay? Awesome. This is 1, 2, 3. Let me see fourth question. Then we have abundance and scarcity is. It's the sixth question, yeah. Abundance and scarcity is. Abundance is, scarcity is for you. And I have talked about the scarcity mindset, like you have to complain, justify. If you complain, justify, then you blame and search for every excuse. That means you have a scarcity mindset. Full stop. Why? Because you are not controlling the situation. You just give the situation to other people when you have the scarcity mindset. If you haven't heard it before, this is just I have explained to you. But this is just my own explanation, but you have find your own, okay? And kind of compare. Is it kind of congruent? Is it not congruent? And is it, do I understand what I'm saying? Or is it still a little bit, you have to grow a little bit more to understand all things that I'm saying. And I'm not saying you're mentally, sometimes we're just mentally unprepared. I don't want to say you have a sickness or something like that. I don't want to offend you. Or however, sometimes we just have to grow. We have to grow and understand those things. Having those kind of, in Japanese we say yo-yo. It is kind of space where you can keep yourself in and you can still do something. And this is really important to have, especially when you ask yourself questions. I mean, it is not important to have when you ask questions now, but with asking those questions over and over again, you will get this kind of yo-yo in your life. And this is important to have, because without it, it is kind of harsh. You feel always overwhelmed and stuff like that. So this is all 6 questions. Now we go to the 7th question. The 7th question, shall we do Chinese way? 7th question. 7th question is opportunity. Opportunity is what? Opportunity is what not. What and what not. Or opportunity isn't. And this is also important to understand. What is opportunity in the first place? Because many people, hey, what is opportunity? Okay, I have a freaking lottery, I won a freaking lottery, I have the opportunity, or I got a freaking slot machine and I have the opportunity, or I had an opportunity to, I don't know, to go to another country, I have an opportunity to. Opportunities are really broad, and those broad questions also important to understand. Therefore, for each of these 7 questions, take your time, at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes each question. Put the music on, especially binaural beats. When you type in, they have like 3 hours tracks, and you can just listen to it, immerse yourself within the music, and just listen to your body and listen to your reaction, and just type. What I'm doing is, for me, it's easier to type because I don't have so beautiful handwriting, and I want to keep the trees safe. Team trees for the win. Mr. Beast. Just kidding. But I have invested also in team trees, by the way, if you don't know it. Not much, but like $10 or something like that. However, when you it's good to type. It's if you feel like you're a better typer than writer, then type. It's up to you. You can type on your mobile phone, you can type on a computer. It's up to you. And when you're doing it, just do it for you. And those kind of lists are important to know, because tomorrow I will show you how you can take this list and rewrite it in a form you want to have. Because some of those beliefs, or many of those beliefs, let me say 90% of those beliefs are actually not yours in the first place. And because they are not yours, I mean, they are yours, or you believe that those are your beliefs. Okay, now we go a little bit philosophic. But you believe that these beliefs are your beliefs. However, they are not, because the most are just influences from the outside world. Your parents, your friends, your teachers, your people around you, your social media, people of authority, and stuff like that. Books, everything is just influence. You get the influence from it, and you think this belief is my belief, but mostly they are not. And as far as this belief is not a creed, do you remember when I have talked about the creed, what the creed is, and what is good about the creed, what is bad about the creed? Well, as far as it's not the creed, then you can reshape it. Then you can reshape this belief. Okay? So, and this is important, because, as I said in the beginning, you want to have it like a freaking computer. You know, like when you computer geek, you have a freaking tower there, or for example, you want to have like perfect editing and stuff like that, like 4K editing with 3D graphics and stuff like that, right? And you want to have it, and then it is or editing, or even like graphic design and stuff like that. It's pretty harsh, and it takes much power off your PC. So you want to know what your PC is exactly, what kind of graphics card it had, what kind of motherboard it have, what kind of CPU it had, everything you want to know, what kind of monitor is the best for it and stuff like that, what kind of softwares you should use, and what kind of should I overpower, what is it called? You can like overtake your PC when it's go a little bit in geek style. When you overtake your PC, you have like 3.2 hertz, and you go into 3.5 or something like that. So it runs a little bit faster, but the fan has also to run faster. So it's also you have to pay more bill of your electricity when you do so. But that's a little bit geek stuff. And the same thing you should also do, because those people are geeks. They have the control about the system because they know exactly this is hardware, this is software. Boom, pen, apple, pen. And because they know it, it's the same thing with our belief system. When we know exactly how our beliefs are, how they're functioning, how they are benefiting us, not benefiting us, the more we can actually control it and control our own self and our own environment with it. Because we cannot control our own environment in the first place when we cannot control ourselves. Full stop. We cannot control our environment when we cannot control ourselves in the first place. And when we have this everything there, we have a mindset, we have our beliefs there. And by the way, you have to also not have the gray zone beliefs. The gray zone beliefs are the most bad beliefs. Where you say like, maybe not, or maybe yes, I keep it. Those beliefs you have to actually get rid of, because those are stopping you from moving forward. Why people in this world, especially big people like Steve Jobs, like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and so on, are so freaking successful is because they know exactly what they want and what they don't want. And of course, when you say like when you start as an entrepreneur and stuff like that, first of all, you have no growth, so you take as many opportunities as you have, and when you start to grow and when you say, okay, I have kind of the roadmap how I have to do it, and then you have to do the opposite. You have to neglect, say no to many opportunities. And maybe people will have the FOMO, fear of missing out, like, hey, maybe there's no thing I can do better. But the thing is, you have to, as a really constant growing entrepreneur, if you see like it's growing like crazy, and you don't need any other people, you have not other opportunities, you can just deny them and say like no, and then you can enjoy the JOMO, aka Pat Flynn has talked about it, joy of missing out. And this is what we can do afterwards, right? First of all, we have a belief system, we know which beliefs we need, which we don't need, we sort it out, no gray zone anymore. We take which we need, we reshape that which we not need into that we need, or we just irradiate them, and then we move forward, and based on these beliefs, we develop ourselves more and more. We will develop our own environment, our own abundance, and therefore we are more capable to control not just ourselves, but our environment and entirely our own life. And this is why I'm actually talking to you, that thing, because I believe when really this whole world will have this knowledge, and not just this knowledge, but also will apply this knowledge. Because having knowledge is something like, okay, data for later, I put it on someone's shelves and stuff like that. I have heard it. So, okay, maybe you are just not at this level or something like that. However, it is not just important to have this knowledge. When we don't apply this knowledge, it is like knowing without doing is the same as not knowing. This is the thing, okay? But I don't want to say you have to do it right now, because some people are just not the type of it. And why not the type of it? Well, I have it from this book. It just came yesterday to me. I Ching. I have also read some pages, and I was just blown away. This actually is the best translation from old Chinese into English from a master of this thing. It is not just by a random guy who say, "Hey, I've studied this book for 10 years, and I try to translate it," because many did it back in the past, but he has been learned by a master and becomes a master. Therefore, I'm reading it because you have actually not just like people say human design, you have like 4 archetypes and stuff like that, or like, no, you have more than 40,000 archetypes, and this is also not just it is not just this 40,000, it goes above this 40,000 archetypes, and this book's actually explaining it, these archetypes are. Therefore, because based on this book, I know that there are more than those archetypes. You should push forward, you should hustle, aka Gary Vaynerchuk. No, you don't have to, because some people are just, when they hustle, they feel disaligned, and when they are feeling disaligned by hustling, they are actually even the whole abundance goes away from them. They feel just exhausted, they feel like burned out and stuff like that, and you don't want to have it. You want to by asking those questions, your own beliefs, you can also figure out what kind of type you are. And when you figure out what kind of type you are, then you can move on. Then you can move on your own path and not the path of someone else. Therefore, before I've said, like, and many people are still saying it, when you want to become the next Steve Jobs, you have to do the same thing that Steve Jobs has done, or you have to similar thing that someone has done. Yes and no, because simply, of course, you want to become this person and kind of follow it. But the thing is, when you feel on this journey disaligned and you feel, okay, yeah, I have now this success, but I feel really crappy because I have done something which is not aligned with myself in the first place. Well, and I have followed someone, this is not really completely aligned, and no person is 100% aligned with another person. This is just I want to tell you. Therefore, you have to take your own unique path. And before taking this path, you have to figure it out. And figuring out is, as even Zen says, Zen Buddhism says, you have to ask yourself. And when you just know, I don't want to meditate, write those things down. Because when you write those things down, you are putting it out of your consciousness into conscious and subconsciousness. When you go break through the wall of consciousness, you take your consciousness and subconsciousness to the paper. You put it into the physical world, to the physical realm. And this is what happened. This is why people get those freaking awesome ideas. This is why people freaking grow. And not just what I grow, just normal grow, but really exponentially, because they have find their own path that they belong to. And this is what I really wish that somewhere in the future, every human being on this planet Earth will find and be definite by, not just by types and stuff like that, but every human being will define by maybe using a Jing or something like that, to really find, this is your type, okay, I know this is your type, and you like doing, okay, then we push forward. And as a parent, they push forward it and try to develop this one thing, that this one talent, this one passion that someone has, and therefore so many people wouldn't struggle in this world. And when less people will struggle in this world, this is actually my dream, then there will be actually happiness, because there will be no war, because nobody will suffer anymore. Everyone is actually following their own path, following the path they should follow. Not just should follow, but they want to follow. They are passionate about to follow. They love it to follow from the bottom of the heart, to the bottom of the soul. And because they are doing these things, they're doing these steps, everything is better. I mean, the whole economy will just grow like crazy. The whole development will just grow like crazy. Everything will grow like crazy, and people will be freaking happy in this world. I mean, this is a thing. If we start with the mindset, if we start with these small things, and when we teach people to implement those small things in their own routine, in their own life, I believe that we can actually even make paradise of this planet Earth. And maybe when we want, currently we have Space Force in the US, we can also make it on other planets too, because we have this abundance mindset. We are connected with infinite consciousness, and this is the power. This is real power, and not the power, hey man, you should do this, you're too bad at math, so you're done. You have to become a freaking dishwasher for the rest of your life. It is simply not true. It is simply not true that you have become a dishwasher because you're bad at math. This is just a thing. And thank you for watching, Kami Charles Eins. Thank you for watching too. And I do apologize. When I have it currently on a widescreen, I cannot see the names popping up. So yeah, If you like the live widescreen, I can continue with the live widescreen. But you can comment down below. I will also answer your question afterwards. So this is actually what I'm doing those streams, what I want to impact people. It's not just because of myself. Yeah, I want to go grow. I want to become a freaking guru. No. It is not because I want to become a freaking guru. It is because I want people to become happy and find their own happiness, individual happiness in what they're doing. And not just this kind of happiness. Hey, what is happiness? Yeah, money, chicks, and money, chicks, and dope, yo. No. It might be your happiness, but not someone else's. And even this happiness might be not really your happiness, because you just has adopted from someone else, most likely. It is not what you say, because there's not, I don't believe, maybe there's someone that's really corresponded, there's this kind of type of human being who really into it, from the bottom of the soul, you want to say the dope and the chicks and the money. However, most likely, most people are not, and most likely those people who are telling it is just a coverage of themselves, just a protection of themselves, showing, yeah, man, I'm really cool, yeah, but it is just, surfacing. It is not, it doesn't go deep inside of this heart of this human being who is telling those things, though. And I want people to act from the bottom of the heart and not just according to the norm, according to the things, because we're putting so many masks on when we are in this world, and those masks are not really contributing us for the long term. They might be contributing us for the short term, but most of the masks are actually the causes of disbeliefs, causes of some beliefs that are not suitable for us, causes of some dogmas, of some creeds that are not benefiting us at all, that are crippling us, that are just not satisfying for us. And this is the thing that we should understand, that in the end, everyone is responsible for their life, because, well, people who has given you some beliefs, disbeliefs, they might die tomorrow. And in this very occasion, who does take the responsibility? And I believe responsibility is the biggest gift that you have, especially when you have the full responsibility about your life. When you have the full responsibility about your life, eventually you have freedom, because you can control everything. If you have responsibility, you have the control. If you have the control, you can attain freedom. And this is what I want to attain, every one of us. This is why I'm here, and this is why I'm doing these streams. And Reshaper, if you have watched the stream, I want you to like it. I want to comment down below what's the number of things you picked up so far. If you don't like some stuff, you can comment, you can argue. I'm also open to new stuff. And as far as, if you can, I'm fine with it. So just comment down below and we can interact in the comments box down below. If you want to watch my next stream, it will be also at 3 p.m. British Central Time tomorrow, or 11 p.m. JST tomorrow, Japanese Standard Time. I will also do the stream today. I had a little bit delay of 1-2 minutes, so I do apologize for it. And and I do actually, first stream is always in Japanese and then in English, so most likely the English stream is like 11:30 in Japanese time. Or if you want to have the British time, 3:30 in the UK. So yeah, I hope you have an amazing day, an awesome day, and as always, do not lie to yourself, super now, and see you tomorrow. Have an awesome day.